Captain Lee ordered his crew to collect pieces of the destroyed alien ships for intelligence analysis. The fragments of enemy technology would help human scientists develop better weapons and defenses for future battles. Every broken piece held secrets that could save human lives in the wars that were sure to come. The Silent Dawn moved slowly through the debris field using robotic arms to gather the most important wreckage. Engineer Cho Min selected pieces that looked like they contained advanced technology or weapon systems. The alien computers were destroyed, but some hardware might still be useful. While they collected enemy technology, the crew also began repairs on their own damaged systems. Hidden weapons pulled back into secret compartments and the advanced shield generators powered down to normal levels. Within a few hours, the Silent Dawn looked like an innocent cargo vessel once again. The crew knew that their victory would send shockwaves throughout the galaxy when word eventually spread somehow. The alien empire had never suffered such a complete defeat, especially not from a species they thought was primitive and weak. Other alien races would hear whispers of the story and change their opinions about human strength navigator. Kim Ray calculated a new course for their original destination, where medical supplies were still desperately needed by human colonists. The mission would continue as planned, but now they carried additional cargo of alien technology and the knowledge that humanity could defend itself against any threat communications officer. Park Jin wrote a detailed battle report for transmission to Human Colonial Authority headquarters. The information would help prepare other cargo ships for similar encounters and improve the secret defensive systems installed throughout the civilian fleet. Every lesson learned would make their species stronger. The report described every detail of the battle from the initial alien ambush to the final destruction of the last enemy vessel. Human military commanders would study the tactics used and the effectiveness of different weapons against alien armor and shields. Nothing would be wasted from this experience. Captain Lee stood on the bridge looking out at the debris field that had once been 30 alien warships. He felt no guilt or sadness for what they had done. The enemies had chosen to prey on innocent humans, carrying medical supplies to suffering people. They had received exactly the response their aggression deserved. The battle had proven that human technology was superior to anything the aliens could build. The stealth systems, quantum torpedoes, and energy shields had performed perfectly in combat. Human scientists had created weapons that could destroy any enemy vessel while protecting their own ships from harm. Engineer Cho Min ran diagnostic tests on all their systems to make sure everything was working properly after the intense battle. The reactor core had run at dangerous levels but showed no signs of damage. The weapon systems had fired hundreds of shots, but were ready to fight again, if needed. The medical supplies they carried were still secure in the cargo hold, ready to help sick colonists. On distant worlds, the battle had not delayed their peaceful mission by more than a few hours. Those people would receive the medicine they needed and never know about the terrible fight that had protected them. Other cargo ships throughout human space carried similar hidden weapons and defenses. The alien empires who thought they could attack peaceful vessels would learn painful lessons when they tried. The galaxy was about to discover that humanity was far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Captain Lee knew that this battle was just the beginning of a larger war. The alien empires would eventually realize that their fleets were disappearing and would investigate, but by then, human colonies would be prepared with better defenses and more powerful weapons. The Silent Dawn prepared to jump to hyperspace and continue its mission, leaving behind only wreckage and radiation, where 30 alien warships had once threatened human lives. The galaxy had learned an important lesson about humanity that day. Humans might appear peaceful and defenseless, but they were capable of incredible violence when their people were threatened. The ambush had failed completely, and the hunters had become the hunted in the most devastating way possible. The alien empire would eventually send search fleets to find their missing ships, but they would find only debris and unanswered questions. The message was clear: attack humanity at your own peril. As the Silent Dawn jumped into hyperspace, Captain Lee smiled, knowing that word of this victory would spread through the underground networks of free traders and independent captains. The galaxy would learn that humans were not easy prey, and any species that thought otherwise would face the same fate as the debris field they left behind. The medical mission continued, but the crew would never forget the day. They ambushed a lone human ship, expecting surrender, but faced utter obliteration. Admiral Kethvar watched in growing horror as half his fleet burned around him. The human ship moved through his formation like a ghost, striking without warning, and disappearing before his weapons could respond. Every attack destroyed another alien vessel with surgical precision. His mighty warriors were being killed by creatures they had thought were weak and helpless. The alien admiral had commanded fleets for decades and conquered many star systems. He had never seen anything like this before. The small human cargo ship was tearing through his battle formation like it was made of paper. His most powerful warships were exploding one after another, unable to even scratch the enemy vessel captain. Lee pressed their advantage without mercy, knowing that showing weakness would only invite more attacks on innocent human colonies. The Silent Dawn unleashed swarms of micro-torpedoes that hunted down the alien ships like angry wasps. Each small missile found critical systems and exploded, causing chain reactions throughout enemy vessels. Engine rooms erupted in flames as the tiny torpedoes found fuel lines and reactor cores. Command bridges were vaporized by precise energy beams that cut through armor like hot knives through soft butter. The aliens tried to repair the damage, but more weapons kept hitting them faster than they could fix anything. The remaining alien ships tried to form defensive circles, but Navigator Kim Ray had already figured out every move they would make. Her tactical computer had studied their combat patterns and could predict their responses perfectly. She guided the Silent Dawn into position for devastating attack runs that left burning wreckage in their wake. Engineer Cho Min pushed their reactor beyond safe limits to give the weapons and shields even more power. The ship's fusion core burned like a captured star, but she managed the energy flows with expert skill. Every shot from their weapons hit with maximum destructive force, while their defensive systems absorbed everything the aliens could throw at them. The micro-torpedoes were a human invention that no other race had ever seen before. Each one was tiny, but carried a small antimatter charge that could punch through the thickest armor. They moved too fast for point defense systems and were too small for big guns to target effectively. Admiral Kethvar finally understood that his hunters had become the hunted. He ordered his surviving ships to scatter and retreat, abandoning any hope of victory or captured prisoners. But Captain Lee had studied alien tactics for years and knew they would only return with larger fleets if allowed to escape. The alien ships tried to run in different directions, hoping some would make it to safety. But the Silent Dawn was faster than anything in their fleet. The human vessel could catch up to any enemy ship and destroy it before it could jump to hyperspace. Their head start meant nothing against superior human technology communications. Officer Park Jin detected the alien retreat signals and reported their attempts to flee the battle. The surviving ships were trying to reach the edge of the star system where they could escape to hyperspace, but the human crew was not going to let any of them get away to tell others about this battle. Some alien vessels tried to hide among the floating rocks in the asteroid field, but their energy signatures were too obvious for the Silent Dawn's advanced sensors to miss. Others attempted to power down their systems and pretend to be dead, but heat detectors found their still warm engines. The crew looked to their captain for orders as the aliens began their desperate flight. They had already won an impossible victory against overwhelming odds, but the battle was not finished. Every alien ship that escaped would carry dangerous information back to their empire. Captain Lee knew that mercy would be seen as weakness by the alien races. If any enemies survived, they would return with bigger fleets and better weapons. The element of surprise would be lost forever if they showed kindness now. The lesson had to be complete. And final, Engineer Cho Min reported that their weapon systems were still at full power and ready to continue the fight. The ship's reactor could maintain combat levels for several more hours if needed. Their ammunition supplies were still nearly full because each shot had been so effective. The hunt was about to begin as the Silent Dawn prepared to chase down every fleeing alien vessel. The survivors would learn that threatening innocent humans carrying medical supplies was the last mistake they would ever make in their short remaining lives. Captain Lee made the decision that would change the war between humans and the alien empire forever. He gave the order to hunt down and destroy every enemy ship in the star system. No survivors could be allowed to return with information about human fighting abilities. The lesson had to be complete and absolute. The Silent Dawn turned toward the fleeing alien vessels and accelerated to pursuit speed. Navigator Kim Ray plotted courses that would bring them close enough to each target to use their weapons. The human ship was faster than anything in the alien fleet. Their head start meant nothing against better technology and determination. The first fleeing cruiser died when quantum torpedoes tore through its engine section. The explosion was so powerful that nearby floating rocks were turned to dust by the expanding fireball. Engineer Cho Min had increased the torpedo power beyond safe limits, making sure that each shot would completely destroy its target. The alien crew of that ship had only seconds to realize their doom before antimatter warheads vaporized their vessel. Nothing remained but glowing gas and scattered metal fragments. The Silent Dawn moved on to its next target without slowing down or showing any mercy. For the defeated enemies, Admiral Kethvar's command ship tried to fight back when the humans caught up to them, but it was already too late. The alien flagship was damaged and weakened from the earlier battle. Captain Lee ordered concentrated fire on the bridge section, ending the alien admiral's dreams of conquest forever. The command ship exploded in a brilliant flash that could be seen from the other side of the star system. The admiral, who had bragged about conquering human worlds, died, without ever understanding how badly he had underestimated his prey. His flagship broke apart in burning pieces that scattered through space. The hunt continued for 3 long hours as the human crew tracked down every surviving alien vessel. Some enemies tried to hide among the floating rocks, but their ship signatures were too obvious to escape detection. Others attempted to surrender by shutting down their weapons and sending peace messages. But Captain Lee knew that mercy would be seen as weakness by their enemies. The alien races only respected strength and would return with bigger fleets if any ships escaped today. Every enemy vessel had to be destroyed to send a clear message about what happened to those who threatened innocent. Humans Communications Officer Park Jin monitored for any emergency signals or escape pods that might carry survivors away from the battle zone. Every piece of alien technology was systematically hunted down and destroyed to prevent any information from reaching the enemy empire. The humans were thorough and professional. One alien cruiser tried to ram the Silent Dawn in a desperate suicide attack, but Navigator Kim Ray saw it coming and moved their ship out of the way. The enemy vessel flew past them and exploded when quantum torpedoes hit its reactor core. Their sacrifice accomplished nothing except a faster death. Another group of alien ships tried to work together in a final desperate battle, but they were too damaged and disorganized to be effective. The Silent Dawn picked them off one by one like a hunter shooting frightened animals. Each enemy vessel died in flames and expanding clouds of debris. Engineer Cho Min kept their weapons at maximum power throughout the entire hunt. The ship's reactor burned hotter than a small star, providing energy for the deadly pursuit. Their ammunition seemed endless as torpedo after torpedo found its target and eliminated another threat to human colonies. The alien crews fought bravely at the end, but they had no chance against superior human technology and tactics. Some tried to send warning messages to their homeworlds, but the Silent Dawn jammed all communications. Others tried to self-destruct their ships, but human weapons destroyed them first. When the last alien ship exploded in a brilliant flash of white light, the star system fell silent, except for the gentle humming of the Silent Dawn's engines. 30 enemy warships had been turned into expanding clouds of debris and dangerous radiation. The ambush had become a complete massacre. Not a single alien survivor remained to tell the story of what had happened here. The Vorthak Empire would eventually wonder why their fleet never returned, but they would have no way of knowing the terrible fate that had befallen their warriors. The humans had been thorough in their work of elimination. Captain Lee looked out at the glowing debris field that had once been a mighty alien fleet and felt no sadness for what they had done. The enemies had chosen to attack innocent humans carrying medical supplies to sick colonists. They had received exactly the response their evil actions deserved. The battle started when the alien fleet opened fire with everything they had. Hundreds of bright plasma bolts and energy rockets flew toward the Silent Dawn like a deadly light show. The aliens expected to destroy the human ship instantly with their massive firepower. Their victory celebrations were already starting across the fleet radio channels. But something amazing happened just as the alien weapons reached the human ship. The silent dawn disappeared in a flash of blue light. Advanced stealth technology and defensive fields made every shot miss or bounce off harmlessly. The cargo ship appeared behind the alien formation, moving faster than their sensors could track. Captain Lee had used technology that the aliens had never seen. Before, human scientists had been working in secret for years developing new weapons and defenses. The stealth system could bend light and energy around the ship, making it invisible to most detection methods. Even the most advanced alien sensors could not lock onto their target. Engineer Cho Min unleashed the ship's hidden weapons with terrible effect. Quantum torpedo launchers fired streams of deadly missiles that punched through alien shields like they were made of paper. Each torpedo carried enough antimatter to destroy a city block. The nearest alien cruiser exploded in bright flames as its reactor core went critical. The explosion was so powerful that nearby ships were damaged by the blast wave. Pieces of burning metal flew in all directions, hitting other alien vessels. The Vorthak had never seen weapons that could cause so much destruction with just one shot. Their thick armor and strong shields meant nothing against human antimatter technology. Navigator Kim Ray flew their ship through the alien formation with incredible skill. She twisted between enemy vessels using their own hulls as shields while targeting their weak points. Her movements were so fast that the alien gunners could not get a clear shot at the human ship. Every turn brought them closer to their next target. The aliens tried to track the silent dawn, but it moved like a ghost through space. One moment it was behind them, firing deadly torpedoes. The next moment it appeared above them, cutting through armor with energy beams that burned hotter than stars. The human ship was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Admiral Kethvar screamed orders at his remaining ships, demanding they destroy the human vessel immediately. But his warriors were panicking as they watched their mighty fleet being torn apart by one small ship. 3 more alien cruisers exploded in the next few minutes. Their burning wreckage spread across the battle zone like deadly confetti. The alien crews had never faced an enemy like this before. Their plasma cannons and missile launchers seemed useless against the human ship's advanced defenses. Every shot either missed completely or did no damage at all. Meanwhile, the human weapons destroyed everything they touched with. Frightening efficiency. Communications Officer Park Jin listened to the alien battle communications and translated their panicked messages for the crew. The enemy was calling for help and trying to retreat to safer positions. But Captain Lee had positioned the Silent Dawn perfectly to block any escape routes. The trap had become a killing ground for the aliens. The human crew worked together like a perfect fighting machine. Each person played their part in the deadly dance of space combat. Years of secret training had made them into warriors who could face any threat. The peaceful cargo ship had become an instrument of precise destruction. Engineer Cho Min rerouted power from life support and other systems to boost their weapons even more. The ship's reactor ran at dangerous levels, but she controlled the energy flows with expert skill. Every shot from their weapons hit with maximum force, while their defensive systems absorbed everything the aliens threw at them. 3 more alien ships died in brilliant explosions as antimatter torpedoes found their targets. The Silent Dawn moved through the battle like an angry god, destroying everything in its path. The aliens who had expected easy victory were learning what it meant to face humanity in battle. The remaining alien ships tried to form defensive groups, but Navigator Kim Ray had already figured out their tactics. Her computer had analyzed their combat patterns and predicted their responses with perfect accuracy. She guided the Silent Dawn into position for devastating attack runs that left only burning wreckage behind. Captain Lee stood up from his chair and walked to the middle of the bridge. His crew looked at him with trust in their eyes. They knew their captain had never lost a battle and would follow him anywhere. Communications Officer Park Jin opened a radio channel to the alien fleet. His voice stayed calm, even though 30 enemy ships surrounded them. "This is Captain Lee Hyun of the Human Colonial Merchant Marine." The captain said clearly, "You have made a big mistake by threatening this ship and my crew. I am giving you one chance to leave this star system right now. If you do not leave, you will face the results of your bad choices." The alien admiral laughed very loud at the human words. His warriors joined in making fun of the humans. With harsh, ugly voices, how could 12 humans in a small cargo ship fight 30 big warships? The admiral had taken over many worlds, and destroyed countless enemy vessels. These soft humans would learn fear before they died. Admiral Kethvar had been fighting wars for 50 years. He had never met an enemy that could stand against his mighty fleet. The humans looked so weak and helpless in their tiny ship. It would be fun to watch them beg for mercy before the killing started. His warriors were already excited about boarding the human vessel and taking prisoners, but Engineer Cho Min was working fast at her control station, bringing secret systems online all through the ship. Hidden weapons came out of fake hull panels, advanced shield systems powered up with energy that should not be possible for such a small ship. The Silent Dawn started changing from a peaceful cargo ship into something much more deadly. The hidden weapon systems had been built by the best human engineers and scientists. They used technology that most alien races had never seen before. Quantum torpedo launchers loaded with antimatter warheads, energy beam cannons that could cut through the thickest armor point defense systems to shoot down incoming missiles. Navigator Kim Ray planned attack routes and defensive moves while her computers studied the alien fleet. She found weak spots in their battle formation and figured out the best ways to approach. Her fingers moved across light displays as she sent targeting information to the ship's new weapon systems. Every movement was quick and professional. The alien admiral stopped laughing when his sensors found the energy building up inside the human ship. His science officer told him about impossible readings from their target. The small cargo ship was making more power than some of their own battle cruisers. Warning alarms started ringing throughout the alien fleet as they realized this would not be easy. Captain Lee had fought in many space battles. During his 20 years as a soldier, he knew how to read enemy formations and find their mistakes. The alien ships were positioned like they expected no resistance at all. They had made themselves perfect targets for a skilled commander who knew how to fight. Engineer Cho Min brought the main reactor to full combat power. The fusion core burned hotter than a small star, providing energy for weapons shields and engines. The ship systems that had been hidden for months were finally ready to show what human technology could really do against alien invaders. Communications Officer Park Jin monitored the alien radio channels and heard their surprised voices as they detected the power buildup. The enemy was starting to worry about what the humans might be planning. Some alien voices suggested they should attack immediately before the humans could do anything dangerous. Navigator Kim Ray finished her battle analysis and reported to Captain Lee. The alien formation had several weak points where concentrated fire could break through their lines. 3 enemy ships were positioned badly and could be isolated from their friends. The aliens had made tactical mistakes because they thought this would be easy. Captain Lee looked at each crew member one more time before the fighting began. Every person nodded that they were ready to fight for their lives and their people. They had trained for this moment in secret places throughout human space. Every cargo ship crew learned combat skills along with their peaceful work. The aliens had chosen wrong this time. The Silent Dawn completed its transformation from innocent cargo vessel to deadly warship. Hidden armor plates slid into position, covering weak spots on the hull. Sensor arrays extended to track multiple targets at once. Engine power increased to levels that would let them outrun most enemy ships. Everything was ready for battle. The cargo ship Silent Dawn moved slowly through empty space between 2 star systems. Lee Hyun sat in the captain chair watching his screens. The ship was big, but not huge, carrying medical supplies to human colonies far from Earth. 12 crew members worked at their stations, checking systems and watching for problems. None of them knew that alien eyes were watching them from dark rocks floating nearby. The Vorthak Empire had been hunting human ships for many months. Their leaders thought humans were weak and would give up when attacked. Admiral Kethvar had 30 warships hiding around the human ship. Each alien ship had many big guns and rockets, enough weapons to blow up a small moon. The aliens thought this would be easy, like hunting scared animals. Navigator Kim Ray saw the first warning signs on her computer screen. Her machines started making loud noises as huge alien ships appeared around them. The enemy ships were black as night and very scary-looking. Communications Officer Park Jin tried to call for help, but the aliens stopped all radio signals. Engineer Cho Min checked her systems and found that something was holding their ship in place, like an invisible rope captain. Lee stayed calm even as 30 enemy ships surrounded his small cargo ship. He had been a soldier for 20 years before taking this peaceful job. His hands moved to secret control panels that normal cargo ship captains did not know about. The Silent Dawn was much more than it looked like from outside. Nobody could see the hidden weapons and armor built into the ship. The alien admiral sent a message to the human ship. His voice was deep and scary as he spoke in bad human language. He told them to give up right now and get ready for alien soldiers. To come aboard any fighting would mean death for everyone on the ship. The aliens had done this many times before with other weak races. They expected the humans to cry and surrender, just like all the others had done. The alien leader was very confident, because his ships were so much bigger and stronger than the human cargo ship. He had destroyed many enemy fleets and conquered dozens of worlds. These soft humans would learn to fear the mighty Vorthak Empire before they died. The admiral smiled as he thought about how easy this victory would be. But the aliens did not know something very important. 6 months ago, other human ships had been attacked and destroyed. The human colonial authority learned from those terrible losses. They secretly put new weapons and armor on every cargo ship. No human ship would ever be helpless again, even if it looked peaceful and harmless. Inside the Silent Dawn, the crew prepared for battle. Engineer Cho Min started bringing hidden systems online. Secret compartments opened along the hull revealing powerful weapons. Advanced shields powered up with more energy than should be possible for such a small ship. The peaceful cargo vessel began changing into something much more dangerous. Navigator Kim Ray studied the alien formation on her screens. She marked weak spots in their battle line and figured out the best ways to attack. Her computers analyzed each enemy ship, finding their guns and armor strength. Every alien vessel had different weapons, but Kim Ray memorized all of them in just a few minutes. The alien ships moved closer, trying to scare the humans into giving up. Their huge guns pointed at the Silent Dawn, like metal fingers of death. Warning lights flashed on alien bridges as sensors detected strange energy readings from the human ship. The cargo vessel was making more power than some of their own warships. Admiral Kethvar stopped smiling when his science officer reported the impossible readings. Something was very wrong with this situation. The small human ship should not have so much energy. Their victory was supposed to be quick and easy. But now alarms were ringing throughout the alien fleet. Captain Lee looked at each of his crew members one last time before the fighting started. Every person nodded that they were ready to fight for their lives and their people. They had trained in secret for exactly this kind of battle. Every human cargo ship crew learned to fight alongside their peaceful duties. The aliens had picked the wrong target this time. The Silent Dawn finished powering up its hidden battle systems. Weapon ports opened along the hull like hungry mouths. Shield generators created invisible armor around the ship. Engine power increased to levels that would let them outrun most enemy vessels. The transformation from peaceful cargo ship to deadly warship was complete. Both sides faced each other in the darkness of space. 30 huge alien warships against one small human cargo vessel. The aliens expected easy victory and quick surrender. The humans prepared to show their enemies what happened when you threatened innocent people carrying medical supplies to sick colonists. The trap had been set by the aliens, but now they would learn who. The real predators were in this part of the galaxy. The Silent Dawn was ready to teach the Vorthak Empire a lesson they would never forget if any of them lived long enough to remember it.